Hello, everyone. It is Jacqueline Hyde, and it is Monday, the 15th of March, and it is Eating and Entertaining. Today, I'm really excited because I am trying half a dozen different pieces of technology all at once. And I'm doing this because, for me personally, as a performer, I want to make sure that I have the right tools for the right job. So, what you're seeing right now is actually syndicating to Facebook, to Instagram, and to YouTube all at the same time. And I'm really trying to see what's working, what's not working, and all of that. And so, being a single person engineer, it kind of crazy making. So, today we are going to be talking yet again with the lovely Cher Donnay, and we're going to be talking about white wines today. And I find this so hysterical because I was cooking yesterday. I made my version of Italian wedding soup, and it was super duper yummy. It was a combination of beef and pork meatballs with the rice that's used for risotto because I couldn't find the original uh, uh, Italian wedding pasta in my grocery store. So I made this wonderful dish, but in addition to a nice chicken broth, I actually used a small bottle of Chardonnay. So I thought that was just a nice little piece of humor and a little bit of burlesque that went into my meal last night. Another little funny story is that my little dog, Wi-Fi, decided that he really wanted dinner rolls. So he took an entire bag of dinner rolls. There was 6 of them, and he ate 1.5 of them. So we actually know now how full he can get. Um, and we hope that this never happens again. But he likes bread. He loves bread, and I have no idea why. I guess he, mimics his mommy. Anyways, so let's jump into it. I'm going to bring Cher Donnay on to talk with us a little bit about the white wines for chicken and poultry.
Well,
Hi! How are
hello.
you?
Happy spring forward, as they
Oh, I
say.
know, right? I know. It's
As winter
amazing.
returns here, and I got my cozy sweater on tonight, so it's chilly,
Yeah, it's
chilly.
it's very cold out here.
Mm.
I work part-time doing social media support for a gardening company. I like plants, so why not, right? But
Wonderful.
they
Why not?
but they also have koi fish that
Oh,
they
fun.
sell to people. And so it's my responsibility to update the pond temperature on their websites and whatnot. And it's really interesting because they can't feed the fish until
Oh,
the water
wow.
gets to a certain temperature. And we keep having freezes out here.
Wow.
And so, like this morning, beautiful temperatures outside.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
taking my walk, power walking. I'm hot, right? Because the sun shines.
Hmm.
I get in there and the overcast happened and the temperature dropped like 10 degrees. It was
Wow.
awful. It was awful. Everybody was cold. And so, yeah. And then I had to walk home in that. So,
Mm. Figures when
you,
you think you're like, oh, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna get
yeah,
healthy. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
That's
Anyways,
those.
well,
Well,
tell us all the
yes,
things that we
I
can
have.
do.
It's funny because Saturday I had all these house projects I had to do.
Mm,
And I was one of those days that I love to put on my Pandora and I like to get into
mhm,
it and I like to, and I really wasn't planning on going anywhere. And all of a sudden I said, oh, I don't have any wine.
Oh.
What am I going to do? I said, I don't have any wine for myself tonight.
Oh my God, no. That's
So
awful.
all of a sudden, within 10 minutes, I get a phone call. It's FedEx telling me that my monthly wine club showed up. No
Oh.
joke. No kidding. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, come on down and get your box. I said, oh, I'll be there. So lo and behold, this is the monthly wine club that we have, and this is
Okay.
you can choose, you get all the cards that come
Right. Yeah,
in,
which those
and
cards are something to keep
oh,
in
they're
your
amazing. They're amazing.
so into a small book in your kitchen,
Right.
and
Yes. And
you
keep
can
them.
use them again and
Yes,
order more
absolutely.
of the same wine
And you
even.
can see how wonderful it comes packaged.
Yeah.
So this is the 2-bottle option, and this is
Okay.
a white and a red. So
Okay.
now they just changed it as of this month, where you can go in and select if you prefer sweeter whites, you can get sweeter whites. If you would
Nice.
prefer drier whites, you can get dry whites. If you prefer reds, you can get reds. If you want one of each, you get one of each.
Very
So
good.
and you can get 4 bottles too.
I
So
can't
I
drink that
got
much.
I know, right? So, well, I guess it's, but if you do one a week, I don't know. So this is the Fiano, which I talked about last week, the
Right.
Milano Fiano. So I get one to
Mhm.
try myself. So maybe I'll go pick up some mussels this weekend and enjoy.
There you
And
go.
then I also got, and I'm going to probably murder this, the Milano Lodi Sangio. I can't even read it. Vase, Sangio Vase. There it is. So
Sangiovese.
sorry. I
Mhm.
got the wrong glasses on. But yeah, so this is my red. So I'm so
Very nice.
excited. So, but how convenient was that? And this is why I say, if you're not sure which wines, this is a great way to try them.
Mhm.
There's information on my website right there, www.sharewineevents.com, on how to
Uh-huh.
join the monthly club. And the 2
Very cool.
bottles is $36.95 plus shipping. So
That's
not bad.
nice. Not
That
bad at
includes
all.
tax. Nope, not bad at all. So I just wanted to talk about that because I was so excited because they showed up and I was good. I didn't open it because I said, I got to tell everybody how
Right.
amazing that was. I didn't have to go anywhere. So I took a shower and got in new pajamas. It was great. It was great. But
So
now,
tell us
yes,
what types of meals and
yes.
wines that somebody could make the evening of the syndicated soiree.
Well, if I started looking and I saw this nice little Italian flair. So if
Mm-hmm.
you go in that direction, there's a lot of ways that you can go. That's wonderful about the flexible or the variety that we have that you can choose.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start because one of my favorites is a Pinot Grigio. I love a great Pinot Grigio. And
Right.
we have one that is it was February's monthly wines. It is Homage Cellars Pinot Grigio. It's a dry white wine. It has a rich nose of pineapple, pear, and apple, crisp yet
Mm.
smooth, with aromas of orange zest, green apple, citrus, and
Interesting.
cantaloupe. So what they've
Wow.
paired with that is grilled ahi tuna,
Right.
roasted chicken. So if you wanted
Mm-hmm.
to roast a chicken, you could
Right.
do that as well.
Right.
Or if you're just feeling lazy or you're running late and you really don't want to miss any of the syndicated soiree, let's do some bougie grilled cheese,
I love it. Oh my
right?
God. You know what? Grilled cheese, I think within the last year, because we've all been down in the
Yes,
quarantine scenario,
yes,
right? I
yes.
have seen more of my friends create crazy grilled cheese sandwiches.
Do it.
And my favorite personally is the panini with mozzarella cheese, fresh basil, and tomatoes. Like that is my
And a
favorite.
bottle of the Homage Pinot Grigio.
Uh-huh.
Think
That
about how
sounds
fantastic
great.
that would be, right?
That would be amazing.
Then there's crab cakes and there's steamed clams. But the recipe I want to share is for the Italian sesame goat cheese salad.
Oh
And
my.
that will be on my website. It looks amazing. So that's a nice way. That's a nice little side dish. If you plan on grilling some ahi tuna or you have
Hmm.
some chicken, you could do this Italian sesame goat cheese salad and you could
Right.
have it in the grigio, right? Isn't that nice? I
That sounds
thought so.
lovely. And nice
Then,
for good for springtime too, because we're all
right?
trying to get out of this winter heavy food kind of thing. And like
Exactly. Exactly.
you still want to have flavor.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like,
Absolutely.
what can I eat?
Absolutely. And then the second wine I looked at was the Cookie Cellar Sauvignon Blanc.
Hmm.
It has a beautiful pale hue. It has citrus like orange blossom, lime, mandarin, and it has a
Hmm.
nice finish of vanilla and cupcake. So it has a nice, smooth, sweet finish at the end. What goes perfect with that is grilled fish, again, roast turkey or chicken, and
Hmm.
also the goat cheese. So if you made the
Hmm.
salad, you have a couple of choices of wines. But
Right.
the recipe that they shared, and I thought that this would be really great, is gnudi. Now, I don't know if you've had gnudi before. You might have had gnocchi, but
I've had
gnudi,
gnocchi. Yes, I've had
yeah,
gnocchi. I love to make
gnudi
gnocchi too.
is very similar, except it's the insides. Like if you
Oh.
go right for the insides of the ravioli. So
Hmm.
it's ricotta cheese and
Yep.
spinach dumplings. And it's in a nice, the recipe is in a beautiful broth. It looks amazing. So that one will be
That sounds
shared.
good too.
Yeah, right? This is what, but you could do that. So it's almost
Hmm.
like you got sort of your cheese and then you could do the salad with that as well. I thought all of that you could do like a three courses, easy, right?
Right, totally.
And now the last wine I'm going to tell you about, and this is actually our fan favorite wine. So
Oh, really?
we
Okay.
this was one of our most popular whites, if the
Okay.
most popular white. It is the Gemmy Cella's Tapazzo. It is a dry white wine. It has flowery fragrances of daffodil, mandarin, and
Hmm.
honeysuckle,
Oh,
followed
wow.
by a fruity of lemon and orange. Great again with your seafood. And then there's a wonderful recipe for Mardi Gras pan-fried oyster BLT.
Okay, that's different.
Yes, very different. So
Oyster
it's
BLT.
really interesting. It's very your embrace in New Orleans, your
Hmm.
NOLA, and it's going to have a little bit of that Cajun kick to it,
Nice.
and it's served on a roll. So
Hmm.
it's I thought it was fascinating. But again, you could go with chicken, you could go with shrimp, you could
Hmm.
go with your poultry. So any of your favorite chicken dishes, any of these
Hmm.
white wines, and as I mentioned, the different fruits with them, you can understand how
Hmm.
they would relate very well to the poultry and the fish and
Yeah,
the
definitely. And like
skills.
my favorite, I keep talking about it, is calamari steak flank, which is hard to find.
Oh,
But
yes.
you get this
Yes.
fillet, right? And you
Mm.
marinate it overnight in a citrus based marination, right? Like usually lime or lemon. And then you pan sear it on both sides, right?
Oh, that
And
sounds wonderful.
oh my gosh. And then you serve it with mango fruit salsa.
I love mango salsa. That
And
is like my weakness.
that last wine that you mentioned would
Yes,
provide
the
a nice
Tapazzo.
dryness, a nice
Oh,
dryness
yes,
because it's
yes.
so sweet and
Well,
whatnot for the mango fruit salsa.
exactly, and I really think that that's when you're kind of looking for a wine, and if you're serving something that has a sweet or tangy flavor to it, you
Right.
want something to balance that off, and you want
Yeah.
the opposite of that.
Right.
So, which
Exactly.
is why we even last week when we talked about some appetizers and we had that chimichanga dip with
Oh yeah.
right with a
Right.
sweeter wine. So it was, you always have that balance. It's the yin to the yang. So,
Yes.
you know,
Because you can't keep having habanero
no,
stuff with
right,
habanero food. Like it loses
right,
its flavor, it loses its intention in your
Absolutely.
culinary experience. Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, if you have something that has a spice to it, you don't want a
Mhm.
wine that has that kick, that
Mhm.
peppery kick to it either, because it just, it needs to bring out those other flavors in the foods.
Right.
So
And also
that's
too, what I love
great.
about the white wines is that, in my opinion, they serve a really good purpose for when you're trying to do show work, or when you're trying to
Oh,
have a
absolutely.
business conversation or something like that, because
Right.
it's a lighter wine,
Right.
so you don't get
Absolutely.
sleepy, you don't get, slushy
Right.
in your mouth, or and,
Right?
like
Yeah.
slurs
Well,
and
I don't
things
know.
like that.
I
And
don't I don't know.
I mean,
This one has like a
uh,
13% alcohol content, so
oh, yeah, a little bit goes a long way, but, like,
yeah.
at the end of the day, you don't feel that
No, I
heaviness that
know.
you
No,
typically
it's
would
true
get
though.
with a
It's
red
true
wine,
though.
you know?
It's true though. You feel like you can also kind of cherish the flavor more with a white wine.
Mhm,
I mean, I prefer whites over reds anyway. So, certain reds I love, but there's just something, you're right. And especially when the temperatures start coming up and you have a nice
mhm,
glass cold white wine, and
mhm,
it's just at the end of the day when you're out, and you're it's warm out there, and you come in and you
mhm,
just sit down and you just pour that, and you could throw some fruit in there, make a
mhm.
little sangria with your fruit.
Or you can add to that sangria, you could
Mhm.
add, water, bubble water from your soda stream, and,
Absolutely. Yep.
use the
Yep.
bubbly,
Yes.
pineapple
Get a
or
little
the
fizz.
orange or the grapefruit,
Yep.
get this little fizz
Absolutely.
going, just to,
Absolutely.
extend the wine.
But that's true. But
B,
that's true.
water it down if you just need something a
Mhm.
little less, but you wanna
Right.
enjoy,
Right. Exactly.
but it goes really well with sangria, so bubble
Absolutely.
water.
And I am like the sangria queen. Everybody
Oh, yeah.
loves my sangrias. Yes. So yeah, I'll have to share. There's a few of those cocktail recipes too
Oh,
that
yeah.
are on the website too, that you can take different wines and you can mix some of the cocktails with them. So, which is
Right.
really fun, and kind of turn it
And
into something
I
else.
I can't wait to share some of, like, that, the one that had the, St. Patrick's Day,
Yes, that
one.
sounds
I love
so
that.
good.
I
I
I love
know.
the
I
look of
know.
it is great,
Actually,
but
you know what? I'm gonna put that one on my website too. So that'll be
yeah,
up there tomorrow. That'll be up
yeah,
there tomorrow. But no, I mean, it's so fun. Like there's so much you can do now. It's
mhm.
and that's what's great. And
So
those are the things that you would learn in a virtual wine tasting if you had
exactly,
one of
and a virtual experiences, they're really tough
those.
to do, whether it be for, like, a production like the syndicated soiree, or,
Mhm.
like, virtual wine tastings.
Right.
We need to start to appreciate more the ability that we can still connect in a in
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
social way, but physically distanced, and
Absolutely. Yep.
I personally have been trying to manifest to changing the language in my own life about, um,
Mhm.
physical distance versus social distance. I don't want to be socially distanced from people. I want to be
No.
engaging, but
Absolutely.
I don't want to be around people.
Well,
And
exactly. And
so,
and I know we're all going in the right direction, but
mhm,
I think people need to understand that it's whoa, 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 whoa.
right.
It's you still have to be careful.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and I mean, but at least we are going in the right direction, which is great. So, but we're
Yeah,
still months away, and virtual
it's
events
here to
is the way to
stay.
go. It's where to
Well,
go. Oh yeah,
the
absolutely.
virtual productions in my mind are now a critical key component
Mhm.
to the burlesque and cabaret world. We have to
Absolutely.
navigate different laws and different constraints,
Mhm.
obviously,
Mhm.
but it allows us to reach a global audience. And
Absolutely.
I,
Absolutely.
we've been selling tickets for people that are international right now for the syndicated
Oh,
soiree.
that
And
is
that makes me
wonderful.
go, "Oh my goodness, the
Right?
idea
Because they
works."
normally couldn't, but even if they could, like if we didn't have the travel restrictions we have, they might not be able to come. And it's like,
Right.
this is such a great way now of it's opened up so many avenues. It's
Mhm.
amazing. It's amazing. The potential
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
And
So,
also, too, the idea now that we can, as a performance community, use
mhm,
these theaters that have now acquired the technology to be able to have camera work and
mhm,
whatnot, and that we provide the necessary ticket links and all of that, right?
right?
All of these venues, yeah, if you want butts and seats, we can now fill a theater, but after
Yes,
that, we can still sell tickets and earn more. And
absolutely.
so we as
Absolutely.
artists have more opportunity now.
The
I mean, it's
potential.
we need
Right.
different crew, we need different, like skills now. Like I was just
Right.
talking about at the beginning of our little chat here, right? Like
Right.
I'm sitting here looking
Right.
at chat. I'm doing overlays. I'm trying to, watch different things happening
Mhm,
and
mhm.
still engage at the same time. It's tough. And
Oh,
so
yeah. No, but it's amazing though. I mean, even for myself, I never thought that the technology, I used to just kind of stay away from it. But some of the things that I've been doing, and it's just like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
this is great. This is fun. This is, I can do this. I can do this. And
Right.
it's amazing how much, we've learned but the potential and do you realize with that aspect of virtual events with a smaller theater, how that's going to
Mhm.
save the possibility of saving smaller theaters,
Oh gosh, yes. It will
right?
completely save small theaters. It will it's
Financially,
it financially,
right?
and also open up opportunities
Right.
for um, more minority authors and writers and producers
Absolutely,
to be
right.
able to reach a bigger audience
Mm-hmm.
because they're
Mm-hmm.
able to use smaller theaters. We can grow together so that then that work is successful in the small theater, and then it elevates further, and then all of a sudden you're in big theaters like the Paramount, or
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
some large theater somewhere, right? And
Right.
syndicating from those areas. And, then it's a whole new, animal of things and to
Mm-hmm.
success. So
Mm-hmm.
I foresee small communities that might not exactly have all the tools and resources start to
Correct.
elevate a little bit more. And we as
Mm-hmm.
community of artists can continue to uplift and support
Absolutely.
different people's voices. So I'm excited for
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, it's
And
it's all fantastic. All of
yeah,
it is fantastic. So
wonderful. So, thank you for sharing with us the
yeah.
wines of the week. Next week, are we going to continue on with the white wines next week?
Yeah, I still
Yeah,
have a few that I would like to lean more towards the sweeter, and
yeah,
an off dry to a sweeter wine, and see what we can pair with those. So
that sounds lovely. And I look forward to speaking with you again. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the show for Syndicated Soiree as well.
yes.
If you want to go ahead and book a virtual wine tasting with Cher, you can go to her website, sharewineevents.com, and you can also purchase your wine for the syndicated soiree there.
Mhm.
And Cher, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to wrap up
Thank
this
you.
episode, and then I'll chat with you right after the show.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, everyone, I hope that you had a really good um, day, and I hope that you learned something a little bit about virtual productions, ideas for virtual productions, and of course, what types of foods and drink are you going to have when you attend the syndicated soiree that is on April 17th. I'm really excited for this show in a lot of different ways. One, because I'm going into a new complexity of production work. I'm, it's not new to me to be doing on camera work. I mean, I've been doing this for well over oh gosh, a few decades. So I'm in a very comfortable spot myself. I am releasing a video that night, so you don't want to miss it. And it's never going to be performed live anywhere, so it will only be done virtually. And I'm really excited for it. Tomorrow, I drop our next performer bio and introduction. And then this Wednesday, I'm going to be releasing a pre recorded episode um, called Midweek with Moxie. And I went to a local brewery and had a nice little chat with Moxie Blue, who is the host or MC of the evening for the syndicated soiree. And we're talking about her productions at not only Bad Jimmy's, which is that brewery in Seattle, but also Tim's Tavern, which has been around for a few decades, and the events that she's putting on there. Bad Jimmy's has been a real good staple to us because they've allowed us to do some creative things during a pandemic. And so Moxie and I had the privilege of talking about that, talking about the beer, and talking with the brewer himself. So I'm excited for that episode to drop on Wednesday, and all of that. So I'm Jacqueline Hyde, and this was Eating and Entertaining. And I hope that you purchase your tickets to the syndicated soiree that will be on April 17th. It is not going to be, it will be completely live streamed. You won't be able to purchase it after. So it's like you got to watch it live, come to a real experience for a hot second, disconnect from your life, and just watch something fun and very sassy and sensual. So I'm Jacqueline Hyde, and I'll see you next time.